Have you ever heard the saying, follow your passion? Especially young people in college, in universities, just starting out their careers and usually confused about what to do with their lives. You hear a lot of people telling you, just follow your passion, follow what your heart directs you to do. Well, Cal Newport, the author of the book So Good They Can't Ignore You, says, follow your passion is bad and terrible advice. And somehow I think I do agree with him. I mean, let's be realistic. Most people's passion cannot be monetized. I like to sleep, I like to read, and if you tell me follow my passion and it's just for me to buy novels and read every day and sleep, where is even the money to buy the novels? Sleeping alone cannot pay my bills. So you are just in another way telling me that I should go and be hungry. So like the author says, follow your passion is not good enough to tell somebody who is starting out their career. Following your passion cannot pay your bills. So you need more than passion. Here's how he puts it. When it comes to creating work you love, following your passion is not particularly useful advice. The things that make a great job are discovered are rare and valuable. If you want them in your working life, you need something rare and valuable to offer in return. In other words, you need to be good at something before you can expect a good job. Hi everyone, my name is Shrews and I love to read and I like to share the knowledge. Today we are diving into one of my favorite books on career development, So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. This book has powerful insights that challenges the traditional idea that follow your passion if you need a job or if you need to develop your career. And today I'm very excited to share them with you. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. So the book is divided into 4 rules that guide you in how to develop a career you love. And so I'm going to run through those 4 rules as quickly as possible. And the first rule is don't follow your passion. Cal Newport argues about the passion hypothesis, which says that you should find a pre-existing passion and then find a job that meets your passion and you go about doing a job that you love. He says this argument is very flawed and he doesn't disagree that there are usually outliers like athletes and musicians who say the things they do, they are very passionate about it. But for us, the general people, how will you find a passion that goes in line with the kind of job you want to do? I mean, when I read these books, I usually look at it from different lenses and different perspectives. Most economists even have jobs that people can easily change careers and easily move. They quit their job every 6 months or every 3 months. They can easily move from this job to another. But I'm looking at this thing from an African perspective where most countries in Africa do not even have jobs available. So where do you get the liberty to follow your passion when you just need a job? Like you have skills, you just need a job that pays the bill and you can't even find it. How then do you even go and look for jobs that meet your passion to work there and find happy? Bills don't pay themselves, right? So most people are looking for the highest paying jobs and not necessarily the jobs they are passionate about. Because let's even say you find something you're passionate about and it pays you 20% of what you used to earn with a high paying job, and you're like, well, I'm passionate about this, let's go there. Now you can't pay your bills and every month you are struggling on how to pay children's school fees, how to pay rent, and you are going to be frustrated at that job. The passion that was in you will be taken away as fast as you were interested in it. And so I agree with Cal Newport that you need something more than passion when you are looking for a job. And sometimes, as we go in this video, you will get to find out that there are certain skills that you need, and when you put them in a job, even if you were not passionate at the beginning, because of how you have learned to become good, then the passion comes afterwards. So you don't necessarily have to be passionate before you find a job that matches that passion, but you can find a job and make something good out of it and the passion will come out. And I must even say that this advice of follow your passion is for rich people. It's not for poor people. It's not for people who are just beginning their career. It's rich people who have already made it in life. They head companies, and when you ask them for advice, they will tell you follow your passion. After they have made it, maybe they quit their job and they are living in a beach somewhere, enjoying life and walking around at any time of the week doing what they love. But when they were starting, they didn't start it easy like that. Most of the successful people didn't immediately start and say, this is my passion, and they grew out of it. They started with a point where they were not even clearer with their goals, they were not clearer where they were going, and they kept becoming better, and they made it to where they are, and now they say follow your passion. And so Cal Newport says that passion is rare, passion takes time, and passion takes self-mastery. You have to master at something before the passion can come out of that job. Let's go to the next rule. The next rule is to have the craftsman mindset, where he says, be so good they can't ignore you. So the craftsman mindset is knowing that like you have something in you that you can offer the world, and not that you are expecting the world to offer you something. It means that you keep becoming better at something, that you become so good nobody can ignore you. Have you noticed that there are certain industries in this world that when we mention names, like, or when we mention the industry, some particular names immediately comes to our mind, because they have mastered the art of becoming so good that when we mention those jobs or those titles, their names cannot be ignored. Let's be realistic. Let's say you just come out of school and you are looking for a job, and you get an entry-level job. When you get to that job, nobody tells you are here to change the world. I mean, most of us know they are either going to send you to be fetching water for the boss or be picking papers for other people. Nobody is going to give you the most important job at that company to do, because they know that you just came in and you are just coming out of school, and you probably don't have the required skills to work at the top of the company. And so you as an individual need to prove to them that I deserve to be given this job to do. My job here is not to be fetching water or buying coffee for people. My job here is to become better. But you cannot become better without intentionally putting in the work to be better. And so you have to prove that you are good before they give you good work to do. I remember the story of I was listening to a podcast, and a guy was talking about he didn't know what to do with his life, so he started writing on Twitter, and like every day he kept posting, he kept ensuring whatever he was writing was becoming better. At the beginning, nobody was interacting with him, people won't like it, but he didn't give up. He kept ensuring that like, I need to write and become better. And so with time, people started engaging in his tweets, and within some time he became like, he was able to make millions of followers. Now publishers started reaching out to him that we want you to write this book, we want you to write this for us and all of that. But he started with just like everyone else on social media, but he didn't stop at just posting it every day. He started to become better. And so when you become better, the world even comes to look for you and not you looking out for it. And that made me to think of a book I read so long ago called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, who talks about the 10,000 hour rule. He says for you to become a master at something, for you to become good at something, you need to dedicate 10 hours improving yourself in that area. Others also call it the 10-year rule, that for you to become an expert at something, you need to have dedicated 10 years of quality time working on that thing so that you can become a master at that thing. And so for you to become excellent at something, for you to perform at that level, you need to like particularly dedicate. For example, if I want to be good at YouTube like that, I will make YouTube like Mr. Beast and all of those people. I need to dedicate time to improving my crafts and making better videos. And with time, like I get the skills and I get the excellence, and I get to the point that people would like, it's people who be searching for you to watch your videos and not you begging them to watch your videos. And so it's not just about videos, it's about every field in life, that pick one thing and say that I want to be so good at this, and I'm going to dedicate 10,000 hours or at least 10 years. It's not a standard, but it's usually that if you continuously become better, by the time you reach that 10-year mark, you have to be excellent at the thing. And so you don't pick something and say, okay, I'm going to work on this, and 1 month later we don't hear from you and you say, oh, this thing is not working. Like, have you continuously made improvements over that thing? And when I was reading this book, I used to just think of most of the brands that used to be very good. Let's say look at mobile phone brands, phones that used to be good, like they were the names those days in the 2000s, BlackBerry, Nokia, all those phones. Today we don't really hear about them, or even if they are there, they are not competing with the Apples and the Samsungs and all of that, because they didn't move at the pace of the changing world or the way technology was moving. They decided to stay comfortable at their current stage. And so for you to be good at something, you need to also change at that level. Like, you need to move with the way things are moving, like the rhythm of how things are moving. And there's a reason why, when let's say I come out with my bachelor's and I get a job, you will see that with some time, people begin to go and take extra short courses. People go to do their masters, PhDs. They go for higher degrees and higher education because they know that you need to like keep improving yourself to be able to be relevant at that job. And so this applies to everything you are talking about. That's why the book really resonated with me. For you to be good at something, you need to put in good work, and then good work will find you. And so at a point you become so good that nobody can ignore you. The third rule is building a career capital, or what he says that to turn down a promotion. So he says that after you have become so good they can't ignore you, now this point is for you to learn to take control. So this is a time where you know your value, you know your worth at, let's say, at a company. And so that's when you can go and negotiate and say, I want you to increase my salary, or I want to work less hours in this company. And if they know how valuable you are, they cannot say, if you want, don't do the work, we will sack you. And so this is a point where sometimes the promotions will come and you will turn it down because you now want to have control over your time or over the things you do at the company. And I think this is a point where you can now begin to make deliberate choices to push yourself for your choices to align with your long-term vision. And so it's no longer about jumping around to take a job that has the highest pay, because you have built yourself to a point where wherever you are working, they cannot ignore you more. So you now have a stake. You have built enough career capital to have a voice or to have a say. And so you can change things or you can recommend things that suit your long-term vision. Third rule is to think small and act big. And so here he's talking about mission now. So he says most of us want jobs like with a mission, with a sense of purpose, that like I'm doing something that contributes to the world or that brings change to my community or my city or wherever I am. And at this point in your life where you've built career capital, you are now so good, you can now start working towards your own mission, picking small ideas and making something big. So you're thinking small and making something big out of it. But he says most people who come out of college usually have this idea that we are here to change the world, but you don't even have the skills to change your community. You don't have what it takes to change your company that you are working in. So you need to have built yourself to a point where you can now focus on a mission or going out there to do work that impacts people. You know, one thing I always recommend is that people read the book for themselves, because no matter how I try to explain it, there are just certain things I might miss out in explaining, and it's best when you go and read the book for yourself. And one thing I will conclude is he mentioned something that if you want something, like don't just talk about it, go do it. So if I say I want to become a writer, don't just talk about it, go start doing it. Dedicate like a time, make a time structure to the thing, and now like ensure that you have an accountability or a check mark to be able to see your progress over time. So year one, this is what I was writing. Have I improved in my second year? Have I improved in my third year? How do I become better? And then when you continuously do that, by the time you reach your 10,000 hours, then you have become a master at whatever you are doing. And so following your passion is not just looking for jobs that fit your passion, but looking for specific things you think you can continuously improve and work upon that. At a point you become happier with whatever work you are doing. And so I found these very insightful, and it is good, especially still being a student. I feel like this book is helping me to make decisions that are relating to my career development and all of that. So go get a copy and read. I've made other book reviews here that I'm going to leave for you to check it out. Please like the video, subscribe, share with your friend, and I'll see you later. Bye.